No one asked me to be a writer. No, I asked for it. So, I can't really complain.
In today's video, we dive into the life and legacy of one of the most powerful voices in American history, James Baldwin. Born into poverty and racism in Harlem, Baldwin refused to be silenced by the world that sought to oppress him. Through his writing, activism, and unflinching commitment to truth, Baldwin became a leading figure in the fight for racial justice. In this video, we'll explore how his words continue to challenge us today, urging us to confront the uncomfortable truths of our society and fight for real change. Stay tuned as we uncover the profound impact Baldwin's life and work have had on the world. As a teenager, Baldwin found literature as both a refuge and a battleground. He would immerse himself in books, devouring the works of authors like Faulkner, Dickens, and Dostoevsky. But it wasn't just his love for reading that set him apart. It was how he used writing to dissect the reality he lived in. He knew that words had the power to transform and to expose the truth. Baldwin became not just a writer, but one of the most influential activists of his generation. His words were sharp as blades, always incisive and challenging. In his first novel, Go Tell It on the Mountain, 1943, he portrayed the complex relationship between faith, family, and identity, but it was in his more political works like Notes of a Native Son, 1955, and The Fire Next Time, 1963, that Baldwin became a voice that resonated powerfully within the civil rights movement. When Baldwin wrote The Fire Next Time, he knew he was touching on a raw nerve of American society. The book was an open letter, a letter to his nephew, but also a letter to the entire nation, a warning cry. The life of the Negro in America, Baldwin wrote, cannot be a constant wait for change because time is something that never arrives for us. He spoke directly to the heart of the problems that still haunted America: racism, oppression, segregation, and most importantly, the hypocrisy of a society that called itself free while subjugating millions. Baldwin challenged the notion that inequalities were natural. And more than that, he urged white Americans to confront their own prejudices. But perhaps the most powerful moment in Baldwin's life came when he distanced himself from America, moving to France in search of a freedom he knew he could not find in his homeland. In Paris, he found refuge, but his mission was far from over. Even from afar, he continued to fight against American racial oppression. His speeches and writings kept the flame of resistance alive, like his famous interview with journalist and activist The Dick Cavett Show, where he directly confronted the idea of a just society, challenging the racism that remained invisible to many.
Lived in Paris did one thing for me. They released me from that particular social terror, which was not the paranoia of my own mind, but a real social danger visible in the face of every cop, every boss, everybody.
Baldwin was not a man who accepted false promises. He knew that freedom would not be given, it would have to be earned. And to do that, people needed to look at reality, raw and unfiltered. He always said that the greatest challenge was not the fight against racism, but the struggle to get others to see the truth in a way they could no longer ignore. Today, James Baldwin's figure remains a beacon for those still fighting for equality and justice. His legacy transcends time. His words continue to be a mirror of our society and a call to action. He taught us that silence in the face of oppression is complicity, and that the truth, no matter how painful, will always find a way to be heard. James Baldwin passed away in 1987, but his words still echo on every corner of the world, reminding us that the fight for racial justice is eternal, and only truth can free us from the chains of racism. What Baldwin left us was more than a collection of books. He left us the courage to face the truth, however bitter it may be, and to fight for a world where finally all people can be free. If you found James Baldwin's story inspiring and want to learn more about powerful figures and movements that shaped history, make sure to subscribe to our channel, The Dark History. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest videos